Good evening, everybody. I wish I could say it all in German, but unfortunately I'm English through and through, so with the exception of the names, unfortunately I can't really delve into German. Ironically, at school I did study it and managed to get 97%, but this basket case doesn't retain information, and the older you get, the more you forget. So I'm commentating for the guys over at SimNord, and it's a bit of a precursor to Wednesday's race. They're at Suzuka, as you can tell from the screen, and it's a bit of a warm-up with, I think it's a double 15-minute session, just for me to test the stream, test the audio levels, and obviously for them guys to get some laps in. Some really good lap times, I must admit. I am just waiting for the server to switch over, because at the moment it is on the training server. Hopefully this week you will get the benefit of the overlays. I've registered with the server, which means I will have to connect and pretend I'm partaking in the race. That is not the case. I will sit in the pits, but it will give me full access to all the cameras and everybody who's on track. So hopefully when the server switches over and goes live, we can go into what will be a brief practice, and then we'll do some qualifying. So a couple of different things you're going to see today. You'll see first of all the overlay. That's one thing you will enjoy using Race Labs. You can get it free, but you just don't get all the functionality. And I'm also, the camera control is my own software I've written, and that's also got some overlays in it as well. Nothing fantastic, it just adds to the event, adds to the game a little bit. And I think the server's just about to come up now. There it is. Hopefully if I get the right password and they can let me in. Oh, I've got to set a different car. It's alright, I've got to select the car I registered with. Let me select that, and then they'll let me in. The password, and obviously I'm not showing the screen for obvious reasons. And connect, and I'm in. Okay, so just give us a second. We'll switch over. As I said, I won't be driving. I'll purely be controlling the cameras, and we'll go over to race cam now. That's currently focused on my car. Just let me connect to my cameras. And you can see there we've got Marcel, Marco, Matthias, Jörg, Michael, Nils, Roland. It's a bit of a split today. McLaren versus Ferrari. The only Ford, I believe, is Benjamin, if he's racing. You'll see mine in the pits, but obviously I'm not racing. I've just registered with that car, so I can race. If anybody's watching and wants to give me a shout out, I will give them a shout back in the chat. Obviously, proof's in the pudding when this one actually does start. So what I'll do, without further ado, we'll go on board with Marcel. Now Marcel's one of the fast guys. Now I am going to move some of these overlays around. So bear with me while I adjust them. I can only really see and get these set once I know what's on the screen. So unfortunately I've got to wait till everything's loaded up and all the drivers have connected. I'm going to move things around a little bit to make it easier to read, until I feel a bit more comfortable. Okay, I'm half tempted to remove the timings. I'm not too sure you can do that, but let me see if I can remove the timings at the top. If I can remove the timings at the top, I'll do that. So just let me go into the HUD, and what have we got here? Session info disabled. Is that it? Drive. No, it just gives me what's left of the race. So that really didn't help me, did it? So let me put that back on. Unfortunately, these are only things you can find out during a race. Oh, there's a lap time. I'll disable that. The session info is going to be valuable. So let's see if that now gives me that. Perfect. So that means I can put me overlays back to where they needed to be, and give you the full experience. There you go. So that was going to go there. That was going to go there. So just to explain what you can see on screen, hopefully. Top right, we've got a track map. And obviously all the corners are on there. I do most of the corner names. So we're with Marcel. We'll do a quick lap with Marcel. Although it's free practice, so I'll wait till quali for that. We've got the track map. Then on the left hand side we have the relatives. So you can wonder why I've got the relatives and I've got the standings on. The relatives only show you the current driver and the drivers in front and behind, so it doesn't show you the full track, and also in qualifying it doesn't show you at the top who's first. Then we have the standings, so they're the standings during the race. There's currently 12 drivers registered to race, and all 12 are on track. Obviously I'm in the pits. Then we've obviously got the speed, and we have a horizontal timer at the bottom as well. I can actually remove, I'm going to see if I can remove the HUD as well. Actually I can switch that off by going to broadcasting mode. There you go. Excuse me. So yeah, we'll just sit on board, and hopefully we'll see a few of the little overlays pop up as well. So these are overlays from Race Labs. There are a few others, I've just not enabled them all. Some really nice ones, but obviously the screen real estate's limited, so I can't really show too much there. So a couple of other overlays you'll see that will appear is when someone gets the fastest lap, you'll get an F1 style banner across the screen expressing who's got the fastest lap, what lap time they got, and in what vehicle they achieved it. So we should see that within the practice session, and also in qualifying and race. When the lead changes, it'll also show you who's now in the lead. Again, very similar to the way F1 works. For those who watch F1, when a driver takes the lead, after a couple of seconds it'll pop up and tell you who's taken the lead. So it does exactly the same, it just gives you a bit of information. And as you can see there, Matthias has done a 2:05. Ignore his now leading bit. Obviously he's leading from a practice per session element, but actually he's not really leading as such, is he? So from that perspective, it's just basically saying he's currently first. But that's the sort of thing you're going to see, being honest, in relation to the race. And finally, when I do a replay, there's a little replay banner that pops up and tells you who the replay's focused on as well. Obviously if I change the camera through the replay, it doesn't reflect that, and you can see there Jörg's just done a 2:02.505. It just adds to the effect. You know, it's almost like there's a bit of engineering going on in relation to the stream. So as well as the overlays, there's a few interactive overlays that'll pop up and disappear at occasional times. Hopefully the levels and volume levels are okay. If they're not, and you are watching, give us a shout. As you can see there, Michael is now pole, and he's leading. In fact, I'll turn that leading one off at the moment, and I'll put it back on for the race. Yeah, so I'll put that back on for the race. Knowing me, I'll forget, but that's the point. Hopefully you'll see that in the race, and it'll make more sense in the race. And as I said, the final one is a bit of a replay, little icon. There are a few others my software does. If someone pits and someone that makes a pass, there's also a banner for that as well, to let you know our pass has been made, and that regardless of where it is on track, it'll come up and say there's been a pass. So if we've not focused on that, it will tell me there's been a pass as well. So again, I've got an overlay for who's passed who, and I can see that on the screen as well, but I haven't enabled that one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run that one in the background and see how it works and whether there's an issue. Obviously I don't expect people to pit, although I believe the race on Wednesday is a mandatory pit stop. If that's the case, I'll make sure the pit one's working, and then on Wednesday not only will it tell you who's pitting when they're going in and out of the pits, it also records how long they've been in the pits for. Again, quite useful, just give you a bit more feedback typically than what you'd expect. And there's Marcel going with a 2:00.235. I have seen him do a 1:59, so there's a good possibility he's going to do a 1:59. So Michael's out on a 2:01. We've got 2 minutes of practice left. Got a bit wide there beyond track limits. Difficult corner that. So what do we know about Suzuka then? So it was been going for a while, the track itself. I think 1962 is when it opened, and it was based around the Honda Motor Company, and I believe they may still well own it actually. Its length, its current length, and it has gone through different lengths over the course of time. Its current Grand Prix length is 3.6 miles, which is 5.8 kilometres. The motorcycle circuit is slightly longer, believe it or not. And obviously you can break it down into the East Circuit, the West Circuit, and there's been historical versions of it as well. And yeah, it's quite an interesting track. I struggle on this track, if I'm being honest. It's not one of my favourite tracks. I don't know why, I just can't seem to get it together. There's a couple of corners that I really struggle on. Spoon Curve is one of them. I think I've just started to get to grips with 130R. But the Degnas is also a difficult place. But as I said, when we get to quali, I'll do an onboard lap with one of the drivers and go through it in relation to what the corners are. I'm not necessarily going to say how to take the corners, because how I take them may differ. So this is the nice long straight, and it's called the backstretch, believe it or not. Just got a bit of refreshment. 2 seconds. Okay, so we've got a minute, 20 seconds left now before we go to quali. So I expect most people now to start considering their position in relation to the race, get themselves set up for qualifying. There's only one person out on track, and that's Nils. Now this did confuse me before. We've got a Nils Lorenz and a Nils Julian Lorenz. So I'm going to make an assumption that they're related at some point. And you can see it's gone to quali now. So ignore that pop-up. That's because it's been reset. So let me get into the game and do the drive. Obviously I can't do much while it's like that. And as I said, we'll follow Marco out. Sorry, yeah, we'll follow Marco out. So this corner is called First Corner. And then depending on what you read, this next section is referred to either as the S's or the snake. And you can see why. Left and right, and then left again. And then this bit is the banked curve. You want to keep an apex as much as you can to the curve here and get the acceleration on, and go into Dunlop curve, which is an uphill left-hander. Let the power down. And then we're coming to Degna 1, which is a right-hander. Bring the car speed down a little bit, cut the corner, and then Degna 2, and you can see someone's already gone off. This is a difficult corner, that one. Carry on down, and we'll come up to the hairpin. So the hairpin's difficult because you can either lose or gain here, depending on how you take it. So it'd be interesting to see how that pans out within the race itself. And then we're coming into, depending on the track, this is called 200R, but you can do that kink as well. This section is called 200R, and this will lead us into Spoon Curve. But you want to start getting the speed down, and then halfway around getting the power on ever so slightly, and then getting it flat out as you exit the corner. And that'll take us onto the back stretch, which is a nice long straight, similar length to the main straight. And at the end of this, we go into the very fast left-hander, which is 130R. The trick here is you may or may not need to dab the brakes, get the car to swing across, and just coast around the corner. And then we go into Casino Triangle. And very much like the first corner, this is called the last curve, and takes us on to start-finish straight. So this will be the first fast lap. We'll stay on board with Marco. 15-minute qualifying session. We'll see what Marco can do. Hear the tyres gripping there, so he's really pushing it around the corners. Has to go through the snake. Amazing, if you take that first entrance into the snake wrong, it really cripples you for the rest of the this sector, because you can't get the car back in the right position because you're always trying to fight the corner. You can only really recover when you get up to this section. Did he make an invalid lap there? I'm not too sure. Doing well so far. I'm not too sure who's first on track actually. Who we're with here? So he is first out. And he's got Michael behind him. He's car 711 and Michael 171 behind him on the track map. Stayed within track limits that time. Again, I can't tell whether the lap is invalid or not until the end. But it stopped nicely there, cutting the corner nicely and into the final curve. And there you go, 201. I do expect that to be beaten. That was a good lap. And Michael was just behind him with a 201.5. So let's get on board with Marcel. Because I do think Marcel will be in the 2-minute flats. May even see a 159 out of him. Taking a really close left-hand side to the curb there, I noticed, where everyone just seems to move a little bit right. And now he's almost like he's took it straight. There's a slight lift there. Now is that within or without track limits? He does seem to go over there a little bit. So we'll see at the end of this lap whether that lap was valid or not. So people are now starting to put laps in, but no one's gone faster than Marco. So let's see if Marcel's lap was valid or not. It was indeed, and I did say 2 minutes flat, and there we go, 2:00.152. So that's a full second off Marco, and I do think he'll probably go a little bit quicker. So let's jump on board with Matthias. If I pronounce the names wrong, my apologies until someone tells me how to pronounce them. I will go with my interpretation for now, but there's no, not deliberately going out to offend people. My name gets said anyway, as well, so I'm well used to it. Don't think I saw Matthias in the practice session really. I think he was one of the late additions to it. Everyone has done a lap in now, but there's been a couple of false laps, as in going too wide. So his last lap was a 2:04, but it was an invalid lap. Where's he going to go here? So we've now got someone else who's done a valid lap. That's where this takes him. Right, I believe I've got a sound problem, so just bear with me. I think I know what's causing that. Hopefully, if you're watching that, Mr. Condron, that's fixed it. Hopefully. Let me know. The mic was cutting out at the weekend, actually. And I couldn't work out why. So I've tried to fix it. So obviously, whatever the problem is, I haven't figured it. But it actually was a different mic. So he has gone off, but he did a 2:05, so looks like everyone's done a bit of a valid lap now. We'll sit on board with Jörg. And we'll see what sort of lap time. His best lap time at the moment is a 2:02, but that was invalid. So his valid lap was a 2:03.125. don't know if I've got any sound problems actually. Someone's getting mixed up with a different stream, so I'll reapply what I had, just in case. There is a reason why I had it on. We've got 6 minutes left in quali. Sorry, I got a bit distracted there because someone said my sound was out. But they're watching a stream I did last night where I know the sound was out, and I have, I think I fixed that, as I said. Hopefully this one will be better. I did do some local recording just to test it, but it's very hard to test what it's going to be like when you stream it because of volume levels. So he did go right better that time with a 2:01.975, and we are now on board with Nils. This is Nils without Julian. He's in a very, very noisy Lamborghini. And it's a bit like the Porsche actually, I think. The way it kicks back on the gear changes. Someone if they can check my current stream for sound levels, so this isn't wasted. As I said, this is really to prepare for Wednesday. So I had a practice last week. There's a couple of things I learned from it, and one was to register for the races so I can do the full camera jobby, and then the other was to make sure I got all the sound levels right. I will switch camera views during the race just to make it a little bit easier. I've got a choice of 11 different camera views and switch between. That lamp's gone invalid. Let's go on board with Benjamin in the Ford Mustang. Nice beefy car. Lovely sound. Fantastic brakes as well. It's very, very heavily brake biased to the front. And it just seems to outstop everything, but it's very loose on the back end, shall we say. A great drifting car, very, very good drifting car. I think he's going to have to do a valid lap now. That last lap was invalid, and we've got 3 minutes to go, so he's potentially got another 2 laps in him if he's got the field to do it. That nice beefy V8, naturally aspirated. See the way it's keeping to the inside edge there. Just change my volume settings a little bit so when I'm inside the car you don't get the feedback through the mic. Not sure whether you did or not, but pick it up, so I've just changed that a little bit. It does seem to be picking up all the words. I'm seeing the bars moving. There he gets into speed curve. Nicely done, power out. Not sure what happened there. Flip back to the pits. I haven't touched anything, Your Honour. See what sort of laps he pulls together in this one. 2:00.797 and has put him in 4th place. He's just 700ths of a second behind Michael. And Michael's 4/10ths behind Marco, and Marco's 2/10ths behind Marcel. Very close to top 4, and in fact Roland is only 3/10ths behind Benjamin as well. So the top 5 are within a second of each other. It's going to make an interesting race this. I think we're going to see some good battles on track, some close racing. Who's where on the tracks? 316. We'll go on board with Martin. He's in the Ferrari. The Bailey delivery Ferrari, as we'll see here. So his fastest lap is a 2:01.837. That was invalid, I believe. But his registered lap is a 2:02.130. So we'll see where this takes him and whether he can go any faster. His braking point right. The hairpin. Put down, get the power on. Into 200R. And that's it. Quali is more or less over. There's a couple to cross the line, but Martin is last on track. Up to 130R. All the other cars have now made it across the line, so this is the last car on track. He has an opportunity here of jumping up. Is he going to advance, or is he going to stay 8th? Like a good exit. See if he improves. So he did. He got a 2:02, so he's gone into 7th position. Okay, I'm gonna put a placeholder in. And we're straight to the grid. So at this point, I am going to have to force myself to the pits. So when it gives me the opportunity to drive, I will drive. So but I will have to go to the pits for obvious reasons. So just bear with me. And then I will go to the pits. And then I can control it all. Can't really do much. It's a pity I can't force myself into the pits here, but it doesn't let you do that. So I've just got to wait. There's no ability to escape. So I am at the back, which is a saving grace. What I probably need to do is wait for the teleport and just not start, and that'll put me straight into the pits, which is fine. I'm happy to do that because I won't be racing anyway. So when the countdown finishes, I'll leave that. Start. As I said, I can't do too much about this because really got to wait until countdown's finished. A bit of rundown of the grid. We've got Marcel in pole, Marco 2nd, Michael 3rd, Benjamin 4th, Roland 5th, Nils 6th, Jörg 7th, Nils 8th, Martin 9th, Bias 10th, Maris 11th, and I'm going to the pits. 10 seconds. I will go to the pits, as I said. That's what I wanted to do anyway. I've never done this before. Never missed me start. That's what I wanted. And I can click drive now. So, what I can do now is look into the grid. And I can watch the start of the race. And we're ready to go. That worked a treat. So I'm going to go to Helicam, because the starts are always very interesting. Choose the exit at T1 where things happen. Now, I'm not saying that's the case, just usually. So the track temperature is 33 degrees, the air temperature is 25 degrees, and it's a 15-minute session. A second now. We're ready to go. Lights look green. Or probably out. I can't remember what happens on GT3, whether they go out. I think on the screen they flash green, don't they? And hopefully we won't have any carnage in T1. One's backing up nicely there. The front. There's my car in the pits at some point. So we can disregard that. We can ignore it. And off we go. Have we seen anything in T1? Ah, easy. Everyone's got round. Oh, we got a slider. Oh, Marco. Oh, straight into the wall. Sorry, was it Marco that? It was indeed. He's going again. But yeah, you'll have felt that. Coming up from the back. And Marcel's already stretching his legs. So let's jump back to where the battles are. We're on board with Michael, and Michael's been chased down by Roland, and Roland's been chased down by Jörg, and then you can see there's a bit of a train behind up to the Mustang, and then we've got Marco behind that. Marco's already passed somebody. He's got damage, but it doesn't look like it's going to hinder him too much. That's on board with Nils. You can see there all the cars hanging up. Oh, that the Lamborghini's gone a bit wide. And the other Nils. Yeah, so this is where the battle is. It's going to be between the Lamborghini and the Ford Mustang. That nice squeal of the Lamborghini, but you can see the grunt of the Mustang gaining. Rate of knots there. A fast lap to start with there. As we can see, Marcella's leading, and fastest lap is currently with Jörg. Got a battle going on behind as well. Between the McLaren and Marco. So Marco's gaining a bit of headroom there. Even with damage. So he's obviously still got the pace. Even though we hit the wall, it obviously wasn't that bad. I wonder if it's the top end he's going to struggle, because usually the cars are alright at lower speeds. So has he got to up the inside here? No. I think he's got damage there because he did get quite accelerated, and he does seem to be drifting a little bit wider than the McLaren. I'm wondering whether he's just got a bit of aero there that's just going to cause him one or two problems. We'll see on this straight, this next bit coming up. Just whether he's going to gain or not. He's obviously got a better angle. Need to be on the back car there. There we go. Good damage on the front of the car. Has he got the grunt? No, he hasn't got the grunt, so he's definitely down on power, because he had a very good run there. Bit of a Close battle going on in front of these as well. There we go, Marcel taking the lead again now with the fastest lap. The Mustang going for it this time. Mustang is indeed going up the inside, and he's made the pass. So that's Benjamin has made the pass. The Lambo from the Mustang. He's now going to be hunting down Martin, who's in front of him, the Ferrari. I don't know how long it's going to be, but what we'll do is we'll stay on board with Benjamin a second. Watch as he chases Martin down. So a bit right there, a bit of dust. He's definitely gaining. This is one of the closest battles on track. Martin there a bit late on the braking. Mustang's got a straight run there, really gained on him as well. Good evening, Felson. Which Nils are lens? There's two of them, it's really confusing me that. We've got Nils Julian and Nils. You can see there he's made the pass. Nice and easy. And he's now hunting down Nils Julian. Bit of a close battle going on here. Marco, is he going to make the move this time? No, he's not got enough grunt. So that damage is causing him a problem. You can see there the damage on his car's forced him wide. He's definitely got an aero issue there, hasn't he? Goes with it being a 15-minute race, it's not really worth repairing. Marcel getting faster and faster. He's just disappearing. He's 3 seconds to the good now. Is he going for it here? No, he just can't get the momentum down the straights. He's good in the corners, the slower corners, but he just can't get the momentum in the straights. The field has really spread out a little bit now. Okay, I'll stick with this one, Benjamin, and see if he can hunt Nils down. His lap time, last lap, was a second faster than Nils. So if he's pulling a second out a lap, that's not bad going, that. It's the PlayStation view. Anyone who plays on PlayStation. And to be honest, I used to drive like this. I used to find it great, especially in the rain. But I do cockpit now. Suffer like everybody else. See the Mustangs just really catching. It's good on the brakes, to be fair, the Mustang. I think he's going to get him on the straight or on the start-finish straight. He's gaining into spoon here. Tremendous speed, that Mustang. It's got good drive as well if you've got the traction on it. I think we're going to see a pass here. The grunt of the Mustang when it winds itself up. So Nils is trying to defend the inside line. I think he's going to get the pass done before he gets there. Yeah, cutting across. Stays within track limits just, I think. And comes into Casino Triangle now. Casio Triangle, my apologies, not Casino, Casio Triangle. And he's moved forward. And we've got Marcel now into the 159s. He's just getting faster and faster and faster. Ah, that's one way of spotting them. Thanks, Felson. Not the Lamborghini. Brilliant, thank you. So the one who's just been passed. And there's a battle going on behind. And we've got Nils and Martin. Martin again is going to be looking down his mirror and seeing the big black Lamborghini behind him. His lap times are, I'd say that they're in keeping with average. I mean, to be fast, you're looking at 2 minutes. He's 2 minute 2019 with full fuel, or fuel he's running. That's okay. That you can see the difference with Marcel. Marcel's nearly 2 seconds a lap faster. If you look at the likes of the other Nils and Martin, they're running 201s, 202s, so on a par there. There's a whole host of reasons, you know, setup, getting the wrong temperatures on your tyres, and all play a part in this. Trying to work out, so that back Lamborghini there has got looks like it's struggling to exit the corners, but on the straight it's quick because it's catching Martin up on the straight. But you can see Martin's quicker out of the corners than the Lamborghini. Ferrari turns in much better. He's much better under braking for Lamborghini, much better. Brought him up quite a lot there. He's not going to get him here, but he's going to be close. Right, let's jump forward. Another battle going on here. And Benjamin in the Mustang is just going forward, and he's now after Jörg. And in front of them, you can see Roland as well. He's got 3 minutes, it's 2 laps. I'm not an expert, Felson. Just been racing for a number of years, and Marco and Michael and a few of the other guys I've raced with for a long time as well. Klaus, who's not racing today, and a few others, and Martin I know as well. He's got good traction on that Mustang. He's gaining. He's not going to gain enough up here, but he's definitely... I think we're going to see him pass Jörg. But I don't think we're going to see him catch Roland. Well, depends on how he gets his exits here. And McLaren can be quite loose at the back. But then again, so can the Mustang, to be fair. Don't think he's got a good enough run here. Well, he's going for it. Made his intentions known. Very close run in there. Not giving in, either of them. Oh, great passing. Really good racing, that. I didn't realise, but it says Marius got a drive-through. Maybe I missed that. Didn't see anything come up on the screen, to be honest, but may have missed it. I've noticed that Marius got a drive-through the last lap. Benjamin's just going forward. He's not holding up. He's got a bit of a way to go. And McLaren's not giving in, is it, under braking? He's really going for it. It looks like Marco is chasing Martin down. There you go. So this is Marco, who went off in T1 and hit the barrier. You'll see the damage on the front of his car. Made an excellent recovery, considering he was at the back. I'm not too sure whether he's got enough time to catch Martin. Martin is no slouch. And Marco's not either. Oh, there's been another pass at the front. Now I missed that, so let's go back and watch this take place. Well, this was Benjamin managing to pass Roland have to be saying he wouldn't. So Roland's made a mistake. So yeah, Roland spun out. And that's given Benjamin the chance to pass him. Wow. Benjamin's made podium. And it also looks like Jörg's having a go as well, but I don't know if Jörg's going to catch him or not. Really interesting that. He must have just lost complete traction trying to put the power down coming out. I did say the back looked a little bit loose. Yeah, I think Benjamin's going to get this into third place. Marco's not giving up here. He's really not giving up. He's going around the outside there is a bit ambitious. We'll see Marco go well in the next race, to be honest, because hopefully he won't hit the wall again. He just over-rotated and then over-corrected and put him into the barrier. Both trying there in the Degners, really pushing. Really, really pushing. This is I think this is the final lap. Roland hasn't given up on Benjamin. He's not catching him, and is he going to make it here? I think the grunt of Martin's there is just going to be too much. You see, he pulls away under grunt. That's the corners again where Marco's quicker. But once you get on the straight, I think the Ferrari of Martin's has just not got the damage. But even though we might get a bit of slipstreaming, I don't think it's going to be enough. You can see there, the front Ferrari's definitely eking away. It's a shame that didn't show up. It should have said Marcel Rome was the winner. Got the colours wrong. It hasn't shown it. I'll see if I can fix that one as well. Michael isn't leading because the race is over. No one's leading. Well, that was race 1. Race 2, they'll be keying up on the grid. And back when they're ready for race 2. Just pause it for a second and back in a minute. Okay, we're back on the grid. Said wait for the race to start. I'll put myself in the pits and then we can go hunting, shall we say, and watch the races. Can't do much while the countdown's going on, as I'm not racing. And I'm only doing this for the overlays. If we didn't have the overlays, I would do the commentary from a different perspective, or it just wouldn't look the same. I think the overlays do add value to it as well. Any feedback, by the way, from anybody would be most useful as well. If you think something needs switching off, I know the screen looks a mess like that, but obviously the race hasn't started yet. I think the race on Wednesday's an hour, so that's really going to be quite gripping. That you might even see a bit of a lap as well going on. Someone lapping someone. That'll be quite interesting. So we've got 30 seconds. I say I'm not going to go out. Okay, any second now. I'm not going to click start and it'll teleport me to the grid. Voila. There we go. Let me change the driver. We're off. There's the helicam. T1's where it all happens. It didn't in the last race, apart from Marco, a bit of oversteer. But other than that, it was no contact. Don't think I saw one bit of contact with any driver. In fact, it didn't. It told me there was no contact. Didn't get any notifications, apart from Marco. So we're going to see Marcel romp off into the distance again, or we're going to see Marco give him a run this time. Same track temperature, 33 degrees. Air temperature 25 degrees, so still going to be running hot tyres. Be interesting for Wednesday. We'll be going green any second now. Here we go. Again, Marcel romps off. Great start. Coming into T1. Looks like everyone's getting round, no problem. Back to the front. No one oversteering. Great, we're all through. Even everyone at the back. Oh, we've had one oversteer. And that was Marius, who's just gone into the barrier there. Let's have a quick review at that and just watch him do the start again. I don't know if he just kept the power on a little bit too long. But he got oversteer and couldn't get out of it, and it's put him into the wall. Lucky saving grace might be he might not have been going too fast. It's his second corner where he's oversteered. See the back end coming round. At that point you're a passenger. So we'll be up and running again, but he's not going to have any pace. There we go. So nice gaggle of cars at the front. Marco this time keeping up with Michael behind him. And as we saw before, that beast of a Mustang. Rolling behind that, a bit of a gap already appearing there. Jörg behind that, two McLarens. Then Martin in the Ferrari. Going a bit deep there, Martin. He's going to look like he's trying to get a good run on the McLaren here. I don't know if he's going to get him, but he's let's see what this run's like going up the straight. He's not going to get it done here. He's going to run out unless he knocks up the inside here. That'd be very risky into that bend. It's just too fast. Contact there and it's game over at that speed. One's got through. One's coming around lap one. It's a bit wide there. And we're going to see, it looks like Nils in the McLaren He's got a bit of pace as well, and he looks like he's going to try and hunt down Martin. So as we expected, Marcel with the fastest lap. He's now leading. I expect Marcel to lose the lead. Martin's very, very quick there. He's had to put the brakes on. That's allowed Nils to pull in a little bit as well. And the Lamborghini's coming to the party now. The battles are going on at the front as well. I am aware I'm trying to keep an eye on both things. Let's jump to the front where we've got Benjamin and Michael. As he took him, went up the outside. It's a hard place to pass. He's eased off. Oh, but Michael's tried to keep his foot in and gone wide. And that's now means Michael's going to be susceptible from the McLaren behind now of Roland. All about getting the drive out of the corner. You can see behind as well. Battle's just close all over the field now. With the exception of the gap at the front. Benjamin's not giving up on Marco. Within a second of Marco. But you can see there's a nice stream of cars there. Again, Martin goes a little bit wide, a bit deep into the corner. There's the same deja vu. Same as before. Not going to get the run up at the end. In fact, nobody is. Just not enough speed. Enough length of track. Definitely gaining, but not to a degree of passing. Yeah, this is definitely where the battle is at the moment. Benjamin with the fastest lap. Marcel did do a 2 flat, but it was invalid. Marco did a 2 flat, but it was invalid. So that's the first valid fast lap. But people are pushing track limits, I think. Benjamin's now made a gap between him and Michael, I think. Martin's very close here to Jörg. Oh, we had a car off there. Whose was that? Michael, let's see what happened. Michael. Oh, he's just gone off. Missed it. Yeah, we're back to where we York, weren't we? I just saw him in the distance then. Should have probably got a bit longer replay rather than 10 seconds so we can see actually what happened. Jörg's just keeping Martin at bay, although Martin's got a spoon better this time. So we're going to see a bit of an exit. Martin's got a great exit there, to be honest. Is he going to go for it? He is. Oh, he's switching sides. He's not going to make it go. That would be too dangerous. I think he got a little bit nervous there. He didn't want to be Max Verstappen. Oh, the 2 cars behind. Oh, he was going to lose position as well. The Nils there. Oh, one of the McLarens has gone a bit sideways. And it's given the space. The place to Martin. And Nils has made the pass as well. And is the Lamborghini going to get it as well? No, the Lamborghini's just going to miss out. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, we've had contact. Oh, they've both kept it on track. I was lucky. Anything could have happened there. Wow. Oh, they got away with that one, didn't they? Go on board with Lamborghini. We know the Lamborghini's keeping an eye on Jörg. I was wondering whether that just disrupted Jörg's tyres a little bit, because they do eat up quite quick, and especially on this track. with these temperatures. A bit of a wayward slide like that can just take the edge off the top of the tyres and make them slippy for a couple of laps. Well, them guys in front are still going for it. Come forward a little bit. Nose on Martin. Oh, he's really threw that McLaren into the corner there. That would have been track limits. That means he will have had to recover the car, which means he'll have slowed down, got a slower exit. He's not gaining there. The battle's definitely behind. See there, Michael's now back up to speed. Looks like he's got a bit of he's not got damage because he didn't actually hit anything, did he? He's catching up the Lamborghini. McLaren in front's gone sideways again. Marcel's now got the fastest lap. And Benjamin's took it. 1:59 in the Mustang. Note to self. I'm in the Mustang. That's a great lap time, that. Getting close, them two in front. Let's go to Helicam. Let's go to them guys in front. Michael's going to get the McLaren, is he? Oh, contact. Oh, again, they've both survived. Don't normally get away with that in a Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's like you make contact, you're visiting your friend Barry. That's Barry R for those who don't know. Yeah, it looks like he's just torn off, but I do think Michael's going to be coming back at him. Yeah, he's gone a bit deep there, a bit wide. He should have took the apex a bit more there. He's gone and lost speed for that. Yeah, you don't want to go down the inside there and pass. It's going to buy this time here. Taking the narrow entry and exit. Get the power down early. I think he's going to go for him after spoon curve. Up the back straight. Or the back stretch, should I say. Ooh, he's really overshot that one. That will be track limits. And that's gone sideways again, that McLaren. I know I said it was loose, but that's a couple of times I've seen it go now. Michael flips out the left-hand side. Has he got the run? No, he's eased off. He's not risking it. Now Marcel goes fastest with 1:59.8. Guys are flying. Absolutely flying. 2 laps in the 1:59s. And a 2:00.0 for Marco. This is the closest battle on track. 4 minutes to go. And we're going to see Michael take him. And we're going to see a bit of a wobble again from the McLaren. Let's to the Degners now. This is where he went deep before. Oh, he's changing the gear to keep the momentum of the car going again. Late apex there. Michael won't go up for the pass there. That should be too risky. He's going to get a good run out of spoon curve. He's got 2 laps to do it in. Going for it. You're going to get the run here. He's got the inside line now, so I'm just going to say he's favourite at this point. He's backed out again. Right, there's another battle going on. And it's the Ford versus, I think, the Ferrari. Yeah, it's the Ford. He's trying to catch Marco here. Benjamin in the Ford. He's having a go at the Ferrari. I'm sure we've heard a story like that before, where there's a Ford trying to take on a Ferrari. That Ford is looking planted though. Oh, a bit of a twitch there after me saying that. Just had a bit of a twitch as he put the power down. Fantastic pace though he's got out of that Ford. He's using all the track as well. He's maximising his pace. Oh, great drive out there again. You see the front end trying to fight again. Like it's the back's pushing the front up and he's just not got the grip. The front of the car just waving a little bit. Oh, bit of a slip there. You can see the back just twitch. 1 minute to go. Get another 2 laps in. This end of this lap and the next lap, and we'll see Marcel take the lead, take the win. We'll jump on board with Marcel for the last lap, unless this gets a bit more spicy. Marcel's coming around the final curve now. Let's go on board with Marcel as he comes up and does his final lap. The other guys behind as well. I'll keep an eye on them. Moment he's keeping him at bay. Good turn into that corner though. He's not looking like he's going to get him. Back to Marcel. See them come up behind. And still behind. That makes it look so easy. Stand still behind. Don't think he's going to get Marco at this rate. Marco's made up for his mistake in the first race. Bit time up. Will be the final lap. We will see Marcel be double winner. Nothing in behind. No, still the same. Marcel. The only thing that could go wrong now is if Marco gets a bit of a twitch and gives Benjamin a bit of a run, but you can see there Marco's quite clear behind, so no problem at all. Thanks for that, Mark. Appreciate it. Come into the final bit now. To a triangle into the final curve. On to start finish straight. Marcel will be the winner. 2 for 2. Well done, Marcel. Swiftly followed by Marco. And followed by Benjamin. And then we've got Roland in the McLaren. And then Martin's managed to hold off Nils in the Ferrari. Nils, and then we've got Michael, who's recovered from his mistake. And then Nils in the Lamborghini. Followed by Jörg. Matthias. McLaren. Then we'll jump to Marius, who's on his final stint. Marius is the one who come off in the first. You can see the damage on the car, but he's kept going. Always respect everyone who carries on and doesn't give in. A bit deep into that corner. Really matter now, it's towards the end. The only way to get better is to keep plugging away. We've all been there. Excellent stuff. Great race, that. Those in the stream enjoyed it. I know there's not very many numbers, but it was good fun. And we'll be back on Wednesday with an hour special at the same track. So at this moment, I will sign off, and I will catch you on Wednesday. Good evening, everybody.